Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Golden Ratio podcast. I am Jen, GR Mom, joined over distance by GR Dad.
Hi.
How are things going, GR Dad?
I'm very much enjoying this app that you have where I can see your face. It's very nice.
It's nice. Yeah.
This is better than sitting on the couch next to you recording. Although
we don't look at
we'll
each other
see.
that much then.
We'll see. I mean, so far I'm amusing you, so it's good. If I'm going to get the disdain, then maybe this is much worse.
So what happened is we sat down to record and then I was like, we should do shots of Old Bay vodka. And
which I am floored. I am floored. Like someone has kidnapped Jen and I don't know who this person is, but I'm okay to take a shot with them while we locate Jen.
Okay. We both happen to have Old Bay vodka. Oh, because you were drinking crab beer.
I was drinking a Maryland, craft home brewer that has a blue crab on the label.
And I was asking if it tasted like crabs or if it tasted like Old Bay. And then I was like, we should do a shot of that Old Bay vodka, which is like legit solid vodka. And we happen to have a bottle at both houses.
And it has a label that is like the Old Bay label. It's really good.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
Ingo's in Maryland and I'm in Florida. So anyway, that's our cocktail of the week this week. That's the kind of week it is.
I like it. Isn't there a thing with Malort?
Oh, no, save it. We're going to do it next week.
What?
I literally bought the ingredients besides the Malort.
You did? I was looking for those ingredients besides the Malort.
It's in the Instacart. Yep.
Oh, I didn't find it.
Yep, we're going to do it for next week.
This is excellent.
Yep.
Well, so far, I have a backup glass of Malort here, so, I'm just going to be seeking inspiration in the Malort.
If you mix some Old Bay vodka with that Malort, it would be a cocktail that's really reflective of like the first 40-some years of my life.
Can you call it a cocktail? It's a concoction. it's a mixture.
I guess
holy
that
smokes.
really is like a shot, like half Old Bay vodka, half Malort.
Hey, I figured out a way to dilute this Malort with vodka.
I mean, that would make it better. The less it tastes like Malort. Actually, I like Malort.
I'm going to try it later, but I can't do it right now. It's going to be a long podcast. This is a marathon, not a sprint. I have to brace myself. I'm not as young as I used to be. Blah, blah,
blah. It's also
blah.
a very full glass of Malort you got there.
No, it used to be more full of ice. It's all melted.
Oh, okay.
Because of all your technical difficulties,
When I got up to get the Old Bay vodka, the pod box became unconnected to my computer.
I think it became unconnected because of a dog. I think the passive voice was nice, but someone is responsible.
I got up and it became disconnected, and I yanked it out.
I wish I could say on the camera I saw one of the dogs wander over and yank it out, but I did not.
No.
In the movie version, though, it would have been Zola. It would have been Zola.
Zola.
She's sneaky. She is terrible and awful and destructive. What just happened?
Can you hear me now? Yeah, I am back.
The problem was not me hearing you. What are you doing that it gets disconnected?
I was just trying to shift positions and it was too taut under the box. So.
Please limit the yoga poses to those not involving kicking out things.
I ran 16 miles today and I have parts that are a little sore and I'm just finding a more comfortable position.
Oh my God, I had like 300 steps today. I went downstairs to the couch. That's about it.
That's very easy to do.
That was pretty good. And then I went to the bathroom for another 10 steps. It was good. I'm back to the couch. Whee!
Yeah.
So you win because you did awesome stuff. 16 miles. You run 8 miles, then you go to the Circle K gas station, which is got
a Twix and a Coke.
A better version of a 7-Eleven. Got a Twix and a Coke.
Way better.
And then ran all the way back 8 more miles.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Normally, if I were there, I'd bring you a guacamole.
That's always nice when you pull up on the side of the road with the guacamole and sometimes also French fries.
He tells me it's nice too.
I have 42,000 steps today.
Holy smokes. I have 322. I don't know. I just made that number up completely.
That's okay.
Yeah. Is this this is rules? A German word.
We never need to do a rules podcast again if we don't want to.
I need a stricture. I need a schedule. I need a format.
Okay. Sure.
Pretend it's rules. But be a little liberal with the boringness. Okay.
They're going to break some rules, is
Yeah,
what you're saying.
that rule is what you should break. Yeah.
Oh my God.
The boringness rule, because it's bullshit.
I don't have too much for administrative corner.
What?
I know. Oh, we sponsored a 15 out of 10 dog. That's a good administrative corner thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah. That's right. We're trying to help where we can because things need helping and we're trying to do good.
Yeah, help some dogs.
And
that's cool.
Our puppies don't have any real problems.
Her name is Annie, and she had to get her eye removed because she got hit by a car, and we sponsored her vet care.
We are blind friendly and half blind.
We are.
Half blind encouraging. Yeah.
So there you go, administrative corner.
That was it. I sent calendars around the world. Literally,
Did you?
I've sent calendars around the world.
To your parents?
My parents love them because
they
like,
do.
It has American holidays on it and the dog's birthdays. I'm like, okay.
I don't know if the dog's birthdays are on it this year, though.
Get out.
I know.
Professor.
Look, I was doing a lot of other stuff at the time, and everyone was like, is the calendar ready? Is the calendar ready? Is the calendar ready? And I'm like, do you guys understand that I'm like covering an election? And I got the pictures up and the calendar's ready, but I don't think it has the dog's birthdays this year.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to amend that to my parents.
Send them like some little stickers they can put on.
My parents just sent us wedding anniversary congratulations, even though it wasn't our wedding anniversary, but I'm not going to tell them that.
To their
They're
credit,
trying to stay on top of things. I understand.
We eloped, and then we had a party a few months later, and this is the anniversary. Actually, yesterday was the anniversary of the party.
Yeah, it was a good. It was a great party.
Great party.
They were at the party, obviously not at the elopal. Yeah. I don't know. I think I told them afterwards about the eloping.
After we got married, you told them?
I don't remember how it worked. I mean, I wasn't going to invite them after we decided to elope. That's a whole contrary to the whole spirit and of letter of the law.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when I told them. I told them beforehand, get out of here. But I don't remember doing it.
Highly recommend eloping, you guys. It was great.
Yep. And then having a giant party for everyone, because then everyone's happy.
And there's no stress because it's just
they don't care about you getting married or not. They just want to have a big party and be nice to you, which they can do after you're already hitched.
Yep. And then you're not like, oh my God, it's the most important day of my life. It's not. It's just a party and you get to dress up for it.
It takes so much of the, even for me, and I wouldn't have been, I mean, under the old patriarchy, as responsible for planning the whole event. But I would not have been as emotionally involved, but it still is way more stress if you're getting married and having a reception.
Yeah.
Like you got to worry about two things. One is a huge event in your life. And you could be making the biggest mistake of your life. I just wanted to see your reaction to that one. Or making the best decision you've ever made in your entire life and ever will.
You can get out anytime if you want to.
No, it's the latter. I made what a great decision. I am so freaking lucky. This is awesome. This is the best deal for me. I can't even imagine. I can't even believe how good this is for me. This is so one way. It's awesome.
That's not true. I'm like, hello, let's get 2 puppies and now I'm leaving for 3 months.
You are stuck with me. I get to have you. It's awesome.
We did a good job.
Yeah, I did really well.
I'm so glad you think that because I feel so guilty all the time.
Haze you were in that it was like I tricked you totally. I totally tricked you, and I'm not a tricky guy.
Look, I can be like,
you're so wrong.
I think maybe I'm just gonna like go to Thailand in a couple weeks. I don't know, wait for like 3 weeks, and you'll be like, okay.
Yeah. That's fine.
Have fun.
I'm still considering myself lucky. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm not going to Thailand, you guys.
Anyway, best decision I ever made. So,
I'm glad.
Remains true every year.
Good job.
Anyway, my parents remember our wedding anniversary, the fake wedding anniversary. But I'm not sure they remember every dog's birthday, so we could put it in the calendar.
Yeah.
That
I'll put a little thing up.
That I sent to them. They do like pictures. If we send them pictures of ourselves, they'll put them up.
That's cute.
Print them out and put them up. So who knows what they've got put up in their apartment.
I've got that little photo printer. We could actually print some pictures of ourselves and send it to, like, mail it.
Oh, yeah,
snail mail.
That's better than because they don't have a photo printer. They just print it out on the printer and then it looks
Are they
all
black and white?
crinkly. No, I think it's
an inkjet.
Yeah, yes.
Nice.
It's not a laser printer.
Nice inkjet.
I've seen this. Yeah.
Well, I'll find that photo printer and we can print them soon.
Cool. Yep.
It's time for dog updates.
Yes, it is. Tell me the dog updates, because I'm going to pretend I haven't seen the dogs, even though I just got here yesterday and I've seen the dogs so much.
Hey, you got there Thursday.
Your snaps are better than my snaps, by the way.
That's not true. They're shorter.
Come on.
I mean, I like them better, but everybody likes yours better.
You're a photojournalist. The lighting and the magnification of yours are much better.
Oh, thank you.
Mine are longer. But that's not the same thing, right? I give quantity.
Yeah.
And I let them, act. I let them do stuff, but it's not 100% make it. There's a couple of highlights, but there's a lot of misses where they're just kind of like doping around, being their dopiness.
I do definitely have a tighter edit.
Yours is all highlights. It's all highlights.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, so there you go. I appreciate. I'm watching your highlights. I'm watching your snaps. And enjoying seeing the dogs that aren't here in Maryland.
Oh, that's good.
Yep. And your little songs.
I'm having a microphone problem. I just realized it's been recording me on
speaker, the tinny
the
thing.
Computer. Or it's going to suddenly get real, but no, I'm looking at it right now. Hang on.
Restarting?
Ooh, how good do I sound now?
Angelic.
There you go.
Like Hosanna from the highest. You sound so good. You sounded good before, but now you sound even more in my head.
Technical difficulties.
Are we keeping the tinniness of your?
Yeah. Fuck it.
Your
you guys aren't paying any dollars for this podcast. It's fine. You take what we give you and you'll like it.
Oh, the harshness of business school Jen comes through.
Business school Jen. I've not gone to business school, guys. I've taken 0 business school classes.
Business school Jen is a hypothetical person who will not exist.
Absolutely not.
No offense to anyone who's in business school.
Nope.
But it ain't Jen.
No, I love people who have been to or are currently in business school, but I'm not going to do it.
Correct.
So the main dog update is that there was much dog disruption this week because we had solar panels installed on the house.
I know. Big ones. Heavy ones.
You guys. Oh, my God.
When they brought them, I was here. They delivered them.
Yeah.
3,400 pounds of
big old
solar panels and, nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
But mostly solar panels. 3 tons. 3 squishy tons. 3 non-metric tons. It's awesome.
We started in July. I mean, we've been talking about this for a long time, and finally I was like, we got the money saved, like, let's do it.
No, I know.
Because hurricanes, and we don't want hurricanes. And
I mean, we do have the extra reason that solar panels make us energy. They're better than a generator if the power goes out.
Yeah.
Because no gas required. We just need the sun, and we always have the sun down.
We always got that here. It's the sunshine state, Ingo.
It's the sunshine. It's a sunny spot in the sunshine state.
Very much so.
Yeah.
In fact, today it was like, since they just got installed, like they still have to get inspected. So we're not approved to feed our power back onto the grid yet. And so our battery was fully charged and it was making way more power than we were using. And it's like, we're just not going to generate any power from the sun for a while because there's nowhere for it to go.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, I should like wash things, like run the air conditioner.
Yes, you should have,
do everything.
Turn the heater on.
Space heaters
toasters. Run the
competing with
hair
the air
dryer.
conditioner.
Run the hair dryer, please.
It's all solar. We can totally do it.
We have to use that power up.
So we started this in July, and it took a long time to get the permits, which it always does down here.
For the keys, this is
super fast.
Unbelievably fast.
Yeah.
It took 6 months without any major hiccups and delays. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, this company that installed them is not from the Keys. They drove down from the mainland to install them, which is obvious given how quickly they got this done. But
however, I was going to revise it. Maybe it is like the Keys where
there's a real Keysy element.
There are hiccups, and never mind. Go ahead.
So
to you.
They like do an engineering drawing, and it's they've got our roof. It basically has 4 sides, right? It's not like a 2-side roof with like a front and a back. It's got 4 sides, and they had solar panels in this drawing on the front side that faces the street, and then
the south. Faces the south. Yeah.
And then the west side. And I was like, hey, I don't want solar panels on the side that faces the street. I understand we will generate less power, but it's ugly and I don't want to look at them every time I come home. So please put them on the side that faces the water.
Yeah. And it's less like small percentages less. It's not like it's night and day.
I think it was like 7% less.
Yeah. It's not like it's only half the power gets generated if you put it on the other slight slope of the roof towards the water. It all gets super much sunny.
So I feel like we had like 5 conversations about this where they were like showing me the output, and I'm like, I understand, I don't care, I don't want to look at the solar panels. My roof is white and the solar panels are black, and I do not want to look at big black slabs on my roof every time I come home. My house is aesthetically pleasing. Please put them on the back, and 7% less energy sounds great. And they're like, okay, we will revise everything. They get the permits. And they're getting ready to show up. And Ingo and I are like joking about, yeah, they better not put them on the front. And so they're there the first day and they're just doing like wiring. And, there's a battery wall that they got outside. And then the second day, like I go into Key West and I come back after like 2 hours and I see some guys standing on the front roof facing the street, and they have all the little racks up there that the solar panels are going to go on the front of the house.
Aluminum long rails that are racks.
They might be steel. I don't even know. They're category 5 hurricane proof. So I get inside and I call the guy who is not here installing. He is on the mainland, but the guy who's managing the project. And I was like, hey, you're doing these panels? He's like, yeah, how's it going? And I was like, well, I'm sorry to say I'm calling with a little bit of a problem. Remember all those conversations we had about not putting him on the front because I don't want to look at them. We were going to put him on the back. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, so I just got home and all the racks are up on the front. And he's like, oh my God. He's like, I sent them with plans. They should be looking at the plans. I know they had the plans. Let me make some phone calls. And and he hangs up and I hear him like call the guy who's like leading the project downstairs.
Before he hung up. Yeah. Oh no, because it rings downstairs. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. And then everything gets real quiet. There's guys banging around, walking around the roof, and all of a sudden everything's quiet.
Everyone freezes.
Yeah. And then like 10 minutes later, there's a knock, knock, knock on the front door.
All the dogs are like, ooh, knock, knock, knock.
And I go out. You will wait.
Knock,
and
knock,
I go out and I'm like, hey. And he's like, I'm really sorry. I had the old version of the plans. I should have paid more attention. They totally should have gone on the back, but we've set them up on the front. I was like, yes, I see that you have.
You're just telling me what happened.
And he's like, so there's 2 options. We can put them up on the front and, you will get more power generation. And I'm like, I don't care about the power generation.
Take that power
that it's
and
ugly.
Put it away.
Stick it up your ass.
I didn't say that.
I didn't say it either. I was very nice to him. And I'm like, I don't care about how much power it generates. We are getting these basically for just a hurricane. I care that it's ugly and I don't want to look at the solar panels on the front of my house. This is the main thing that I care about. And he's like, okay.
Which I've said consistently since July.
Tell everybody the aesthetics are very important to me. I don't care about the 7% less energy. And he's like, okay. So apparently the little racks that the solar panels sit on are called feet. And he's like, so we just finished putting all of the feet up on the front, but we can't take them off.
Why did they start with the worst spot, right? Like, why didn't they start with the side that
They
is
may have started with the side. I think all the racks were up.
the disputed part is the front.
I just didn't notice until it was the front. And he's like, so we can't take them off because, they like drill holes in the roof and they're hurricane proof because you don't want them to blow off in a hurricane.
If you take them off, the roof comes off.
Yes. The only way this is important, actually. So he's like, so we could, talk to somebody in Miami and have them send down some more feet and put them on the back tomorrow. And I'm like, okay. He's like, but then we need to replace the front of the roof because you cannot get the feet off unless you take the entire roof off. He's like, do you know what kind of roofing material you used? I'm like, no, man, the roof got replaced before we bought the house. Like, I don't know. He's like, well, I guess we could pull the permits. We could find somebody who has the roofing material and then we could get a crew in here and they could replace the front half of your roof. And I believe what I actually said to him was, fuck.
I think that's an entirely appropriate response, technically and vernacularly.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't want to replace my roof. That is going to be a Keys project, and that is going to take like 3 months. He's like, we don't want to take the feet off now, even if you want to do that, because then you'll have holes in your roof. And I was like, I do understand this. And I was like, I'm going to need like 10 minutes.
But the feet also are ugly.
The feet are also ugly. Yes, they're...
And prominent. Like, you can't just ignore it. These are giant, like, ledgy, like, silver, shiny, reflecty things.
Up. So I came and talked to Ingo, and I'm like, I don't have the emotional capacity to have the roof replaced. And you and I were on the same page. And I went out, and I was like, just go ahead and put them up on the front. He's like, are you sure? And I said, my friend, I don't have the emotional capacity to have my roof replaced.
What you should have said is, does it matter what I say? You should have been super passive aggressive, but you weren't because you're super nice. But you could have been like, doesn't matter what I say, just do whatever you want. You could have been like crazy screaming at them.
I could have, and he's like, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, we're gonna make it right. Like, we'll see about taking something off the price. And I was like, listen, man, I understand. Mistakes happen. I know you didn't do it on purpose. Go ahead and just put him on the front. And he like looked at me. He like literally paused for a second and looked at me. He said, "You're being really cool about this. Like, I really appreciate that you're being cool about this." And I was like, my life is not going to get better if I get angry about this.
This is amazing. Like, it's just like he cannot encounter this ever. Probably ever. I was going to say much at all, but maybe ever. Like, I think everyone's going to be like, I ordered this and this is what I want and you make it happen. It's all your fault and you do it. Right? Like, it's it's just hard. He made a mistake. He's a goofy guy and he was checking his texts while driving or with the plans or whatever and got the wrong plans.
He's a very smart guy. Like, I could tell being out there, like, he's fucking on top of shit, like, really knows his stuff. And I understand, right? They're driving down from the mainland. It's like a 5-hour drive. He's like trying to just pull the plans up and like didn't look close enough. It is a totally honest mistake. Just
like staying, they're like staying in Key West while they do the work.
Yeah,
because they have 5 hours away.
Yeah. And so I get back inside, and then the guy on the mainland who's like managing the project calls, and I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And he's like, "Honestly, I'm really afraid to be calling you right now." And I was like, "Look, man, it's an honest mistake. Like, mistakes happen. I understand." And he's like, we're going to do an investigation. We're going to do this. I was like, it's fine.
Investigation.
And I'm like,
it's like someone looked at the wrong plans.
He just pulled the wrong thing up.
Let him have the wrong plans anymore. If you make new plans, how's that? You delete the old plans. How do you feel about this?
I understand, right? Like, there were 2 copies of the
future.
plans. Yeah. So anyway, now we have solar panels on the front of the house, and they are fucking hideous. Like,
oh, you have looked at them?
You can't see them like if you're standing in the front yard, just because of the slope of the roof. But if you're on the street and you come into the driveway, it's like this big black slash on the front of the roof. It is exactly as ugly as I thought it would be, and I hate it.
I gotta say, like, the way you have handled this is like way better than you should, that you're entitled to. That's it. That's what it is. You would be entitled to go nuts, to scream, to lash out, to break shit, to drink, to like whatever, right? Light stuff on fire. And you have been so nice about this to everyone. You even let me do jokes. Like, you didn't blame me because I was like sitting on my ass in the house while the work was being done. You could have been like, didn't you hear them in the front part of the roof? And
never.
I was like, they weren't being very loud. I don't know. Is this stuff up on the roof? I wasn't paying any attention. There's like dogs to take care of and stuff.
Yeah.
You didn't blame me. And two, you like didn't erupt at them, and then like that is already way exceeding normal niceness. I gotta say, like, that is way more. The way you dealt with them was obviously, as they acknowledged, like grades better than everybody else, than the average consumer, right, of these things. And then you even let me make jokes about it, where I was like, Jen, I figured out the solution. I'm just gonna paint them all white, the same color as the roof. I'm gonna paint white all over the things. I'm just gonna spray paint them white. This is gonna solve all our problems. And you're like, you're thinking to yourself, you idiot, the physics of that means that the porosity, the permeability of the paint is not enough to get the kilowatt hours that we need. It's not going to be enough mathematically, scientific. But no, you were like, haha, you're funny. Like, you even were nice enough to indulge my dumb jokes about painting these freaking things roof colored to make it all better. Because it's a ridiculous suggestion, but you were just like, you were just basically like, boy, this is not under my control anymore, and life is hard as it is. I'm just going to let this one ride, even though it's suboptimal in many ways.
I am like legitimately not angry about it. Like,
You're
hate
doing
it.
Such a good job. You're like zen. I can't believe you're freaking.
Yeah.
I aspire to the level of clarity that you have right now.
Thank you.
Because I'd be about the same, but it's coming from a different spot. It's coming from caring so much about
be sort
aesthetics.
of like, well, everything's shit anyway, so what the fuck?
It's more like, I don't really care that much about aesthetics. And I can't control anything anyway, so it's fine. Nothing ever works out. Nothing good ever happens. It's fine. You come from such a more like better place. You are a flippin' inspiration to me.
Aw, thank you.
This is the way you're handling this. I don't want to say textbook. It's better than textbook. Like, you're giving them grace, people you've never met before, people you're paying to do X. They're kind of doing like X minus 10. And you're just like, well, you make human. You're human. You've kind of ruined my roof in a way that I didn't like, and I'm going to pay you the money for it.
Yeah.
But we're all in this together. It's a pretty cool reaction. You think it's fine. You're not looking for this praise. I understand, but you should get it, because if everyone acted like you, we'd have a much better place. It would be a much better place.
Thank you.
So there you go.
So, I feel like my life is better, right? Like it's a lot of time. Sometimes you have like an initial emotional reaction to things, and you can't control what that is. And I didn't in this case, and I've been like practicing this, but like I just feel like a lot of stuff you can choose if this is a thing that you're going to be mad about or not. Right?
I can't.
Yeah.
Maybe later, but like in the moment, I'm just like, darn.
Like in the first moment, I think you can't really control, but like once you get to have like the thinking part take back over, you can be like, you know what, like, I've fucked shit up before. I mean, I think about how terrified that guy must have been when he actually said at one point, he's like, I was up there on the roof and project manager called and he's like, "Hey, you're installing the stuff on the wrong side." And he's like, I said to him, "I'm on a fucking roof right now. I don't have time for your goddamn jokes."
It was a joke. Like, that's the worst thing these guys can think about is
Yeah.
you're on the wrong roof. You're doing this is
Wrong
one
side.
step less than like you're on the neighbor's house right now.
Yeah.
You're installing these on the neighbor's house.
Can you imagine like the terror that guy must have felt when he realized that he had just like bolted a whole thousands of dollars worth of shit onto the wrong side of the roof?
It is. I mean, look, I'm a lawyer, right? So I have scenarios in my brain that are like, this would be the worst thing that could happen. I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened to me necessarily, but I can these are the worst things, right?
Yeah.
And so for him, this must be the worst. I'm sitting on the roof and it's either the wrong roof, right? Like
Yeah.
you got the wrong address, or holy crap, it's the wrong, side, or the wrong materials, or you're doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And you have been drilling and anchoring and
Yeah.
fortifying this stuff that is now like for the ages, and you
Yeah,
can't
that's right.
get it out. You cannot erase this mistake easily.
No.
Like that's tough. I think it's, look, you are like this with your students. You
Yep.
are like this
Yep.
with people when it's non-financial. You always give grace to people you don't assume they're doing things out of malice. You usually assume that they're doing things out of, missed something or made a mistake. And that's great. It's amazing. I mean, it makes you less angry, which is good too, but it frees them up a lot. I mean, that's amazing.
That's a pretty good gift to give people.
Like someone like forgets the fries, right? Or gives you Diet Coke, gives you real Coke instead of Diet Coke. You're never like, you intentionally tried to poison me with the real Coke. You're always just like, look, mistakes happen. Just want you to know, in case you're using the wrong nozzle or whatever, in case you got your tubes crossed in the machine in future, this one is real Coke. Whatever you did, it ended up in real Coke. So don't do that to someone who wants Diet Coke. Do I want a refund? No, I'm fine. It's $2. It's all right. I don't want to. I don't want to make you miserable. I don't want your manager to get mad at you. You're like the opposite of a Karen. You're like, I just want the system to be improved, but I don't need anyone to suffer because of it. Can we just, and look, and if there's an occasional person who's intentionally being jerky or anything, so what? Like, what? How's
That's
that?
a small percentage.
Why should your approach be different, right? Like that. There's no benefit in any of that. There's no good feeling about that.
You eventually figure out who those people are.
Someone else will take care of punishing them.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So anyway, hey, we're solar now. The dogs
You're solar. I'm up here in Maryland on what do you have? Oh my God, you like 20 years ago you like signed up for solar
wind
powered
up there in Maryland.
Local cooperative, right? So
Yep.
it's mostly wind powered if it's possible.
100% wind.
Wow.
Maryland house. Yep.
Man, I totally like stand there and blow into the wind to make it more windy.
That's great. You're helping.
Yeah, there you go. WGL, I think, is the wind cooperative, right? Yeah.
Who knows? But anyway, yes, we get all 100% of our energy from wind up there.
That's great.
But this is more fun because like our actual sun and our panels
it's more direct.
To somebody's windmill over there.
There's a cool app that goes with the solar power thing that's like tracks. It's kind of like a car thing where it tracks how much we're charging versus using versus battery versus sunlight. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's nice to see to have a feeling you're seeing the power going through.
It is precisely like a car thing because it is the Tesla app, because it is a Tesla battery
I was
wall.
resisting naming it, but if you're okay with it, I'm okay with it.
The main problem with it is that there's like a little Tesla logo on the battery wall, which is on the side of the house.
It's a big Tesla. It's like the size of Ella's head.
It's not quite that big, because that battery is actually pretty small, but it's hand sized for sure. And it glows in the dark at night. And so we're trying to figure out what kind of sticker we're going to put over that fucker. So we have a Tesla logo
it glows
on our house.
white in the dark. I think if we put a skull over it, it'll look like the skull is glowing.
Like
That'd be cool.
That's cool. All right.
Like we have no desire to make ads for Tesla.
No.
But the freaking system seems cool.
Yeah.
Damn it. Bastards.
Hey, Elon Musk didn't design that.
Don't care. He gets some kind of residual glow effect and damn it.
Yep. So that's like the main thing that happened this week. You are up in Maryland now. Poor Ingo, like,
because I had to go to the dentist.
Got a good report though.
Yeah, it turned out it was not. It was not
no
a cavity problem or a like chipped filling problem. It's more of a you chew weird and your jaw is all out of alignment problem.
Wanky bones.
This is you're old. It's more of that problem. So we have a very smart dentist who's kind of
she's great.
On top of the cutting edge stuff in dentistry, and she's suggesting that I get like a bunch of molars restored so they chew again.
Okay, that is all the detail we need about your teeth.
Never mind, it's fine. I'm glad I went to the dentist. I had my hair cut today too. I got my hair trimmed.
It looks
after
great.
like 4 weeks, which for me is 4 weeks sooner than I usually do.
Normally, it's like 4 weeks and then another 4 weeks of complaining that it's too long.
I like short hair now.
You look great.
It's low maintenance. I get up, it's like looks fine.
You look great.
I don't want long hair. It's too floppy.
Good.
I can't model this stuff. I used to have hair where I needed hair gel and product. Not needed. I used hair gel and product to like mold it into place.
Wow.
It's just so complicated. This is like a long time ago. Yeah. This is like high school. Yeah.
Oh.
It was a long time ago. So I don't want that anymore. I like shorter is better. As long as I still have it, it's the best.
Yeah, it's staying in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's hanging on. So yeah, when I travel, poor Ingo is like, oh, I got up at like 2 and then like 3:30 and then like 4:45 with the dogs. And I have slept fully through the night, every night that you've been gone, along with all the dogs with no accidents. They're just like, oh, Jen's here. Sleepy times.
I think that's great. I mean, look, it's also when we're both there, they go to my side of the bed and Nugget, for example, just like comes up and like starts scratching on my pillow. And I'm like, oh, do you need to go outside? Let's go outside. And probably actually what's happening is she's like, I'm kind of bored. It's 4 a.m. What the heck? And I let her out, right?
Yep.
Like, and she probably like goes over to my side when you're there and is like, no one there.
I'm lay down here.
This sucks.
Yeah, nobody wakes me up.
I'm tired. This is terrible.
So
I'm glad they're letting you sleep. They're a bunch of chaos sisters.
I love them.
I do not sing to them as well as you do. I gotta say, your singing far superior than mine.
Oh, well.
I copy it, but I do not initiate it.
I sing mediocrely, but with great joy.
I think that makes it less mediocre.
Yes, it does. It absolutely does.
I just want to say.
So that's the end of dog updates. We got some ramblings.
Okay, ramble away. Do you have any keys things?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. It's fine. It's nice. It's actually, we had a cold front. It's 72 today.
Yep, it's real nice.
Friend of the squad, Christy, was the first of many, many people to send me this story. Human head floats ashore in South Florida.
That's this like is our Skelly.
Up on the mainland. Oh, Skelly died, by the way, you guys. That could be our taste of the keys.
Yeah.
Skelly blew over in the wind a couple nights ago. And
it was an unannounced strong wind. Like it wasn't a hurricane. It was just like windy.
Very windy. He lost his head, broke like 3 ribs and a scapula and both arms. So
he lost it because it cracked off. He didn't lose his head
it's
in
not
love.
lost. It's next to the body.
He didn't lose his head in love or in some crazy quest. It was because he fell over on his side and his spine couldn't handle it.
He's broken ass now.
Poor Poor Skelly.
Okay, so this is a human head, not a Skelly head.
A human head washed up in South Florida?
Police in South Florida are working to determine the identity of a head that washed ashore near Key Biscayne on Tuesday morning.
Just look at the face, police.
Now, I want to be clear that Key Biscayne is not part of the Florida Keys.
No, it's off Miami.
A key is just an island.
Misnamed. It's misleading.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, oh, Key Biscayne, I went to the Keys. You did not.
No.
It's not part of the Keys. A beach worker spotted the head, which appeared to be that of a man, at about 8:30 a.m., floating on the shoreline near a small island near Key Biscayne.
This is very bad.
Key Biscayne police
is very bad.
Notified the Miami-Dade Police Homicide Bureau because they handle slayings in Key Biscayne. Personnel with the medical examiner's office were investigating the cause of death. I mean,
it's the fact that there's no body attached.
The head is not connected to the
Jesus,
body.
guys, I can tell you this. I'm not a medical examiner. Maybe we should find the body to find the cause of death.
Police have not determined whether the person was killed in a slaying or whether a marine animal or boating accident could have led to a decapitation.
Totally likely.
We have not been able to determine exactly how the head became separated from the body, but there's a couple working theories.
They weren't friends. They divorced.
No other human remains have been located.
Wow. Because they got eaten or dropped to the bottom. Wow.
And there's like a drone video of like a tarp, a big ass tarp, way, way bigger than a head.
Maybe it's a giant head, like an Olmec head.
So
it's a giant head, Jen.
Yeah. Okay, the second rambling story is from Friend of the Squad.
These. Wait, I have comments on this one.
Oh, please tell me your head comments.
I mean, there's a spectrum of things, of spectrum of how things make you feel if you find them washed up on the shore, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Top would be maybe doubloons, gold, money, emeralds,
treasure,
like the emeralds, money, treasure.
Yeah.
Bricks of $100 bills.
Love.
That would be awesome.
Yep.
You know, a little lower might be like, you know, the bricks of pot.
Square
groupers.
Yeah.
Maybe bricks of cocaine are kind of neutral because they're a pain in the ass and you don't want to touch them, actually. No, they're exciting, but I wouldn't want to F with them, right?
Yeah.
But then there's like a lot of things that would be fun to have washed up. Like, I don't know, old radio or like a cool...
We had that unicorn floaty wash up that one time.
That's right. Or like this cool like old boat that we found in the mangroves near Route 4A. That was cool. That's like very neat, right? Like you'd have like a washed up, I don't know, like cool stuff. There's there's a huge spectrum, and then at the way end of things that I would not ever like to see washed up is a human head.
Yep.
No
agree.
way is anything about that good. That's awful bad. There's nothing good about that. Holy smack! That's just terrible.
You do get to say that you found a body, though, which is a thing I would like to be able to say that I have done and I have not done. I'm a runner. Runners always find the bodies.
I suppose that, no kidding. That is every true crime thing is like some runner found the body by the side of the road, in the woods, by the trail, no kidding. But the head is one worse than the body. Like finding a dead body would be bad, but you're right. It's mitigated by being like, well, it's a human body. That's cool.
Found a body.
But the head is worse.
Maybe
right. One worse is like the right foot, like the left foot or whatever it is.
Shoe.
Whatever it is on the West Coast, but that's like a bunch of like feet.
How do you feel about 55-gallon drum that smells bad?
bad. That's on the negative end. That's close to the head. That's because I know there's a body in there.
Yep, totally is.
No,
There's
if it
no
smells,
other reason to have
like
one.
if it smells like oil, it's probably got oil in it or gasoline or whatever. But if it smells bad, no. Someone put something in there that made it smell bad. There's nothing. No. There's no. It doesn't come with anything that is then gonna smell bad. No. Let someone else check it.
I 100% would check it.
I'm not doing it. No. Yeah, well, you would be my someone else. Wonderful. I'm glad I married well.
I have actually, right? There, like when I was running, I'd come across 55-gallon
stuff, and you're like, smells like seafood.
I'm like, I'm going to look in there. Crabs. Shine my camera in there. Is there a body in there? No. Never was a body.
Sometimes there is. And
yes, just not
way
the ones
too many, too often. Yeah. So anyway, finding a head would be terribly disturbing and not good. I don't like it at all. No, I'd rather find like a jellyfish.
Yeah. Whale. Washed up whale.
Of course, even if it explodes or we make it explode. Yeah.
Are you having another shot?
I'm out of drinks. Shut up. I'm out of drinks, and all I have is this bottle of Old Bay vodka and a shot glass. I don't have anything else. I'm not getting up to go to the kitchen.
No, that stuff
I'm interrupting this flow.
Understood.
You can't break the flow. Jen, the flow is sacred.
All right, are you ready for the next
obviously
rambling?
I'm getting ready for anything. Go, Jen.
So this again was sent by many people, but friend of the squad, Rhonda, got it to us first.
Woo.
Another Florida story. Insurers say bear that damaged luxury cars was actually a person in a bear costume.
This was a Florida story? I saw this
I'm
story.
sorry. It's LA.
It was LA. This was it should have been a Florida story because it's so freaking weird and phony.
Yeah.
But this is a great story.
California, this is by the AP.
So
California has seen its share of bears breaking into cars, but bears caught on camera entering luxury cars tipped off insurers that something wasn't quite right. What's dubbed Operation Bear Claw, the California Insurance Department said 4 Los Angeles residents were arrested Wednesday, accused of defrauding 3 insurance companies out of nearly $142,000 by claiming a bear had caused damage to their vehicles. I know, that one of those cops at the California Insurance Department went out and bought bear claws and like catered their first meeting for Operation Bear Claw. You know they did.
And he's like, they're donuts, but also they're called bear claws.
They're really good. The group is accused of providing video footage from the San Bernardino Mountains in January of a, quote, bear moving inside a Rolls Royce and 2 Mercedes to the insurance companies as part of their damage claims. Photos provided by the insurance department show what appeared to be scratches on the seats and doors. The company viewing video of the Rolls Royce suspected that it was not a bear, but someone in a bear costume.
Some guy muttering to himself like, gotta scratch this plate, gotta scratch this chair. No, I'm gonna scratch this. I'm a bear. Gonna scratch this. It's like, do you not know that cameras have audio too? What are you're in a freaking cheap ass bear suit.
You can see pictures of the bear suit if you search the story.
It's a bear suit. Like you would think of like, I don't know, like Disney would have a better version of. This is terrible.
Yeah, the bear suit like doesn't have working claws, so there's these little like wood handles with like metal claw things, and one
like
of the
salad tong things. What the heck?
It looks kind of like a fork tines, yeah, but way bigger. Detectives found 2 additional claims with 2 insurance companies for the 4 with the same date of loss, same location. The department had a biologist from the California Department of Fish and Wildlife review 3 videos who concluded it was, quote, clearly a human in a bear suit.
It's like a mascot for some team, and they're like, oh, it's a bear that damaged my Rolls Royce. It's like, no, it's some dude in a fur outfit.
After executing a search warrant, detective found the bear costume in the suspect's home.
I appreciate the detectives, or was it insurance investigator as a la, what is it, Johnny Dollar?
Johnny Dollar.
The
insurance investigator with the action-packed expense account.
This is a 1940s, 1930s. thing that
radio
NPR used
show.
to have on.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. It's still on.
It was
Sunday nights,
about
the big
Johnny
broadcast.
Dollar, an insurance investigator, with
Yeah.
the literal tagline, the action-packed expense account.
Yeah.
And
It's a great show.
He would investigate some insurance claim like, this dame was murdered and we don't know why. Was it supposed to be a
He's not Texan, though. I think he's from
jellyfish choked her to death, but I suspect her, her husband, Brock Dillon, may have done it for the insurance money.
Yep.
That's
it's
right.
A great show. Highly recommend.
I stayed in the, Dark 8 motel, and it was,
and like they do
40s.
It in there.
It's very 40s.
They do the expense accounts. So he'll be like, lunch, $2.15.
Right. The action-packed expense account. I mean, it's
a great show.
It's a great format to be
Yours
like,
truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yes.
That's so good.
Everyone's like, are you with the cops? No, I'm an insurance investigator. I'm insuring this claim. And everyone's like, okay, here you go. Here's all my records.
Yeah. When I was like 12, I was super into like old timey radio. Like some channel in a radio station in Chicago would play it like late at night. So I would listen to like hours of it every
Dollar?
night. I don't think Johnny
Or
Dollar.
old-timey radio in general.
Old-timey radio.
Yeah.
So definitely Gunsmoke. X-1 was this great like sci-fi alien series.
How about Dragnet? That's
Dragnet
old-timey,
for
right?
sure.
I mean, they had a movie or a show too, but it must have been also radio.
I think so. But yeah, I remember my mom saying I would like go to softball. I played softball for like 1 year, and like
you
all
played
the other
softball?
Yeah. I was like 12.
You're a better softball player than I am. I know it. I suck at softball.
Don't know. I was not very good.
Thing. No, I'm terrible. Go ahead.
I do have the advantage of just being an American, and so those ball and bat games come more naturally to us.
Yeah, I know.
I suck at soccer. But yeah, I remember my mom making some comment about how like all the other girls on the bench were like talking about whatever the pop music was, and I'd be like quoting old timey radio, which I don't think was quite as dramatic as she made it out to be, but I did really like it. Yeah, WAMU 88.5 in Washington has the big broadcast on Sundays where they play old stuff. You can stream it on their website if you want.
You were like, what a dame. She strode towards me in her pencil skirt with smoking a cigarette with the extender out. You just had it felt like rain in June. It felt like it felt like a cool breeze in a hot summer day.
That's right.
I couldn't believe it. I said, "What are you looking for?"
Oh, the shadow. The shadow knows.
That was more
great.
That was more mysterious, right? That was more
I like those spooky ones.
Yeah, Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, anyway, there you go.
Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Would have figured that freaking bear attack on cars thing out in like whatever it was, 35
15
minutes.
or 20 minutes, yeah, whatever that is.
Show was. And he would have had an expense account to show for it.
Yes. Stop crying. All right, it's time for German Word of the Week.
Oh, you're going to like this. This is a complicated German Word of the Week because we're in, I would say, flexible rules area.
For sure.
And I just did have another shot, so thank you very much. And,
you're welcome.
Old Bay goes well with everything.
Yep.
Kontoauszugsdrucker.
Oh my God. Say it slow.
Kontoauszugsdrucker. Kontoauszugdrucker. Konto is your account.
Uh-huh.
Bank account. Konto.
Uh-huh.
Was ist auf dem Konto is how much do you have in your account.
Auf dem Konto. Konto, okay.
Auszug is what is the balance? Invoice? Balance, right?
Okay.
Balance.
Yeah. Okay.
And Drucker is a printer. So when I was young, 1,000,000 years ago, you could go to the Sparkasse in Germany, and you had a card. You had a what looked like a bank card. In America, it looked like a bank card. In Germany, it wouldn't. There weren't ATMs. You'd still have to go to the counter to get money, right? You'd still have to go to the counter for 95% of your transactions. But there was a giant
Brody.
What's up, Brody? There was a giant machine. I mean, the size of a table. like a desk table that you could stick your card in, and you probably needed a pin, and it would go and like a dot matrix printer would print out your account balance.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's a Kontoauszugsdrucker. Like the
Would you
whole
call
thing.
it a Kontoausdrucksuchermaschine?
Nee, Drucker is the printer itself.
Oh,
Drucker
printer,
means
right,
printer, right? So it's the printer.
Yep.
You could call it machine, I guess, if it weren't already determined that this is going to be called a Drucker.
That's good.
So that was it. You do that in the lobby of the bank, and that's it. You couldn't get money. You couldn't do anything else with that. You couldn't like do an action. It would just freaking print out on a piece of paper, of course.
Yep.
Your
balance.
your balance, your current balance, yeah. So the reason I found this word again, which is kind of technical, right? Kontoauszugsdrucker. You don't use it every day, or mostly at all. But there were some criminals in Cologne, I think, who were cracking ATMs, and they were planning on cracking ATMs, but they blew up a Kontoauszugsdrucker and got in trouble for it. And Leo got caught doing it, but all they got was a bunch of balances. There's no funny. Money. There's no money in a balance printer. It's just paper. So they
Hilarious.
were, instead of a Geldautomat, which is the ATM, they blew up or broke open a Kontoauszugsdrucker, and all they found was a bunch of paper, like just empty sheets of paper.
This is some bullshit.
It's some bullshit, but also you were the victim of the 1980s German, infrastructure where they had a whole machine, like a giant machine. I mean, this is like 3 times the size of a laser printer that you have in your office.
Yeah.
All it did was print out the invoice, your current balance. I was like, Mom, why are we doing this? She's like, I need to know my balance.
Then we know.
Like,
then we know your
why
balance.
don't you go to the desk to get your balance? Well, we can do it here. And it's like, but then you have to get money at the desk? Yes, that's right. That's what we do. This is a giant machine, though.
Machines are fun.
Machines are fun. It's German efficiency, which some German Siemens invented this machine,
that's
or
right.
Nixdorf or whatever. So Kontoauszugsdrucker.
Nice one.
An ATM would be Geldautomat, money machine.
Nice.
So there you go.
It's time for Ingo Corner, but I will tell you, while you can say as many boring things as you want, both Brody and Remy are standing at the door to the kitchen whining for second dinner. So just know that you are the thing that stands between them and their
I think
food.
I've been rambling plenty.
I
appreciate everyone. Keep on doing what you're doing. Think small. Do nice things in your immediate surroundings.
Do not comply in advance.
And do not comply in advance. And keep being nice. It's the only way to go.
That's great advice, Ingo.
Yep.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks for listening. And until next time, Slava Ukraini. And don't put anyone unless they ask you to.
That's right.
Bye.
Bye.